Are you not a believer?
No, he is.
Oh, he
This
is.
one had to have her first exorcism last year.
Okay, let's do this. Let's do paranormal. Let's do paranormal.
Fucking.
So,
Oh.
welcome back to Red Angels podcast. As you can see, Vorn has got a Red Angels background, which he's experimenting with it at the moment because it's on Discord. It's just it's one of the backgrounds. Now, he's doing it without the green screen, so it won't be quality wise as good, but that's fine. I would do the same, but I've spent time and effort on my background, which I can't be bothered to get a green screen and stuff. So yeah. So today's topic. Oh, sorry. Hello, welcome Vorn. And welcome Vorn, Madam as well, Madam Vorn. Is that okay to call you that, Madam Vorn, or Miss Vorn, Mrs. Vorn, or what is? Or are we doing gamer tags?
I don't know. Gamer tag's Kitten V, but I guess Ms. Vorn was
Miss Vorn.
MC Vorn.
Not doing that
MC
one.
Vorn.
You put your place.
Really?
Go for it.
You're not married, eh?
Because then we have this Vorn too.
You're not married, eh?
Not yet.
So it would be Miss
I'm still
instead of
waiting for my
Mrs.
divorce process.
Yeah, the divorce needs to go through first.
Fair enough.
Freaking, they screwed that up last year on me.
Oh, they do that an awful lot. They screw up everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, Mr. Joshey, Vorn Sareg. I know this is not your gamer tag anymore, is it? Or it once was.
What?
Vorn Sareg.
It's Vorn Sareg 666.
Yeah, it is. And Kitten V
914.
914.
No.
Is it 914?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. Okay.
914. Okay.
Unless you want to change it to your other date.
All right, now it's 914 because
Yeah, it is V914, isn't it?
Yeah, I had to think about that one because I had Kitten V for something else, but it had a different number, so I had to think about which one was which.
Okay, fair enough. Today, I'd like to talk about paranormal stuff. There's quite a lot that I'd like to talk about in this, but I would also like to start by saying about the gaming side of it, because this is a gaming clan that we used to be, or we are still technically. Have you ever heard of or played or seen anyone play Phasmophobia?
No. Not Phasmophobia. I know another one that starts with Phas. Which one is Phasmophobia?
So Phasmophobia, I've never played it, but I watched Markiplier. He played it with Bob, Wade, and Jacksepticeye. I think it was Bob, Wade, and Jacksepticeye. Absolutely incredible looking game. You basically, I think it's in alpha or beta. It's quite I say new. It's probably 3 or 4 years old. And you basically do paranormal investigations, and you have different tools like, the sage to burn. You have Bibles, you have the crucifixes, you have salt you can put down, you've got cameras, EMF detectors, REM pods, that sort of thing. And you go into these houses from your trailer. There's 4 of you maximum per game. And you go into the house, the haunted house, and you've got a diary that says this place is haunted by a girl called Sophia, for example. And the chat isn't on Discord, it's in game, and you go in and the game recognizes when you're asking questions, so it's quite clever. So if you go in there and say, Sophia, are you here, you can go answers and stuff. And it's basically like a investigation. You have to try and get answers and try and detect what spirit is, what the type of spirit actually is. I can't remember the different ones, but it looks really good.
I'm just gonna go in there and talk shit to the ghosts like ghost hunters, and then wonder why I'm getting nails thrown at me.
Ghost phasers.
It looks really good. Looks really good. It's only on PC.
I was about
Of course
to
it is.
platform it was on.
See, that's the issue. I have a decent gaming laptop, but it's not that decent, so I can't play things like Ready or Not or Phasmophobia or any of that.
Phasmophobia. Let's have a look.
I haven't tried playing Steam games on this. I can't say that this laptop streams Xbox games pretty dang well.
Okay, so Phasmophobia is on Steam, but it's only 21 gigs, the whole game. So it's not a big game. It's not like a high...
The question is, what are the system requirements?
I'll have a look. It does support VR, though. It does
all
support
close
VR.
to
Can you imagine doing this in VR? That'd be really interesting.
Hang on,
he's turned himself off.
Look here,
Phasmophobia
real quick.
system requirements. Windows 10 64-bit, 8 gigabytes RAM, NVIDIA GTX 970 graphics, 21 gigabytes. I mean, I don't know anything about computer specs. I just have one.
Well, that's the thing is you gotta be able to run it.
Mine will run it because my computer runs GTA 5. It runs GTA 5. It'll definitely run Phasmophobia. But
well, there's
it looks
this
amazing.
Okay, shut up. There's this website called Can You Run It?
Okay.
And what it does is it actually looks at your computer specs and it will tell you if the game can be run on your system or not. So right now it's gathering data.
Oh, are you doing that test now on your computer?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Yeah, I've not done that.
That's why he didn't want you to see his face like in full detail.
Like I'm literally like running my damn laptop.
Turn the webcam off just so you can't see his face.
Yes. Dude, you'd be like getting high def looks into my freaking cornea right now.
We don't want that. No one wants that. Thank you for muting your laptop.
Precisely.
Your webcam.
Look
sorry,
here.
not laptop.
You know what? Now I'm gonna have to do it just to fuck with you.
I'm prepared.
Okay.
Braced for this.
Taking a look.
Braced to look at your ugly mug. Should we say ugly mug? Beautiful face? I don't know.
This thing is going to be a glitchy son of a bitch. Oh, nope. There we go. Let's see here. Minimum and recommended. It does pass the test, so I could get it.
I don't know how much it is.
According to this.
I
wonder if I could play Ready or Not. Stand by. Let me go down this rabbit hole.
Oh.
Look, man, I've been looking forward to being able to play a PC game for a long freaking time. It just comes down to whether or not I have the PC to be able to do it. But this says I can play that too, so I don't know. Maybe I'll get into some PC gaming.
Phasmophobia on Steam is $14.
Yeah, I just gotta recover my Steam that's been hacked like 1,200 fucking times. Dude, every time I look at my email, every time I look at my freaking email, bro, it talks about that my account has been logged into from Singapore or Thailand or wherever, man. I don't know what's up with that.
Thailand? That's Sixy.
Yeah, no, that's a nice little segue. Our Swedish meatball was in Thailand.
He is. Sixy is in Thailand. He's getting himself some sun. It's really hot there. Really hot there. He said it's like 40 degrees Celsius, which is, I think, 100 Fahrenheit, I think, roughly.
Screw it. This is what Google's for.
And because he lives in Sweden, he's had snow recently, which is
40 Celsius?
Not 40 Celsius. What?
You said 40 Celsius right now?
I think you said about 40. I think something like that.
Hey Google, what's the current weather in Thailand?
Currently in Bangkok, Thailand, it's 83 degrees and clear.
Yeah, that's not 40.
Bro, 40 Celsius, if I can get this to read. Never mind, I can't. 104 degrees Fahrenheit, bro.
94.
Yeah, okay,
that's
so it's not quite that warm, but it has been hot there.
No, it's 83 degrees Fahrenheit in Thailand.
So he looked at he looked at the weather in the last couple of weeks and said, "Oh, how am I going to cope with this heat? Go from cold to hot and all this, that, and the other." I'll stop my chair from going back. There we go. But yeah, Phasmophobia. So it looks really good. As I said, I haven't played it, but I want to, and it looks very entertaining. So I might have to do that and do some recordings of it. We'll keep you updated on that one.
You said it's co-op. Co-op, right?
Yeah. So 4 of us can play it.
Yeah.
Sinksy should play it. Sinksy should play it on his PC.
Fuck Sinks. Sinks ain't here right now. So
we can't play it now anyway. I mean, I actually
probably could. I just gotta download Steam. I gotta get into my Steam. I haven't tried gaming on this laptop too much. This laptop was purchased. It's an Asus, which I didn't know was an actual decent gaming laptop until fairly recently when I started streaming my Xbox or playing Xbox games like Fortnite to it, so the girls could use the bigger TVs while I use the laptop.
Oh, that's
Um,
nice of you.
So I'm slowly expanding on PC gaming because of the uses of this laptop. So if I could play things like Phasmophobia, or I'm telling you right now, if I could play Ready or Not, we are playing Ready or Not.
I've never heard of Ready or Not. Let me have a look.
Well, we're getting off the paranormal, but to segue to Ready or Not, it is a SWAT team game.
Oh no, I have seen that. Yeah,
Slash
I have seen that.
simulator. Yeah.
Yeah, I have seen
It's
that.
what Rainbow Six Siege should have been.
Yeah,
It's everything Siege should have been, and Kitten's back.
yeah.
So, oh Lord, going back to Phasmophobia now that we know that I can indeed play it, and hey, look, a key.
Cat! A kitten on kitten!
Yes.
Hey, you.
Mooney, say hi. Look.
Hello,
Say
meow.
hi, Mooney.
No, cats don't do what they're told. You know cats. Cats expect you to do what they want you to do. You don't ever tell a cat what to do.
No, this one's
Cats
just
are
a bitch.
the boss.
Oh, there's nice.
Hi, cat.
Yes.
There you go. That'll do. So, Phasmophobia. Let's do it. Let's play it. So we are on this paranormal topic. Ghosts, yes or no, believer?
Yeah,
Kitten?
kind of absolutely, because outside of what my faith roots were, I expanded into all sorts of stuff, including real world necromancy. And
Are you going to say stuff I'm going to have to beep out?
No, necromancy, not fucking
Okay.
necrophilia, you prick. Fucking my family is incredibly in tune with that stuff. My daughter calls to the void. She is a walking, gaping doorway to shit. When she is around for an extended amount of time, you will start seeing things and hearing things that should not be there. She has a way of talking about things that's like original. You think it's just her being weird or silly with an imaginary friend, and then shit starts happening. You're like, God damn it, what the hell did you summon now?
Yeah.
And this one was a skeptic of a lot of that stuff before seeing and feeling stuff that has happened.
I mean, I'd always believed in like ghosts and spirits in the house. My sister had an encounter with a spirit when she was young. It wasn't a bad thing, but it was definitely interesting. It was her and her friend that were her friend was staying in a house because their house was being rebuilt after burning down, and so they were staying in a rental that was, people had talked about the fact that it was haunted, but a lot of people don't believe in that stuff. But no, my sister and her friend actually encountered it one night, and the spirit was not very happy that the family was there in the house, but they didn't like do anything to harm them. So
Okay, fair enough.
and then I
think
you said earlier,
I think like
had
most people are skeptics until something happens.
skeptic.
Otherwise,
Until they fucking feel it or they see it.
yeah. So
I'll tell you the.
Go on, carry on.
Go. You go. Now I'm gonna go.
Okay, I was going to say I've never really thought much about being a skeptic. I do believe purely on the science basis of humans are energy, and in the universe, energy cannot just be destroyed. So when your body gives out, something has to happen, and that's my theory on it. Plus, I've done well. I'll go on to this in a minute. But plus, I've done ghost tours with my night vision camera here, and seen some stuff. So.
Go to the Ohio State Reformatory.
Oh, jeez.
I'll walk there now from England, shall I?
So we're going to Incarceration Festival. It's a Danny Wimmer festival, and it's held at the prison where Shawshank was filmed. You can actually do a limited prison walkthrough. And we got to a certain area, and there were some areas that me as a former correctional officer, they wanted, her and our other girlfriend at the time wanted to go, and I said, absolutely not. We're not doing the showers. We're not going in the library, because I know what happens in those places.
Yeah.
Again, former correctional officer. Like, there ain't nothing good that happens in either one of those places. And
I
we're
can
walking
imagine.
through a stairwell, and out of nowhere, my chest gets so fucking heavy I can't breathe. And I'm like, I think I'm having an asthma attack, or like my chest hurts, like I can't figure it out. And I was like, oh yeah, this place is probably haunted as fuck.
Yeah, probably.
And
But then insisted on sitting in the chair in the execution room.
Yeah, that'll piss him off. Yeah, do that.
Dude, that room was intense.
Yeah, sounds it. Well, you can imagine
It was
why.
intense. Like, you walk into that room and you get this overall just
suffocation.
heavy, just bad feeling, and like it's crazy. And then you walk out of the room and it's like, okay, it like completely lifts off of you when you walk out of the room.
Apparently, shit followed people home from incarceration last year
Yeah.
because everybody, dude, like 40 different posts about people who did the walkthrough said
Yeah.
it felt different than previous years, and they had like car wrecks and major sicknesses, all sorts of stuff. Man, it was weird.
Yeah, there's certain things with paranormal you have to be very careful with, and that I would never do. Like Ouija boards, I'd never do. I've been in the room with people doing them when I did my ghost tours, but I would never do one. I'd never partake in it.
I had one on Bound in Blood.
Yeah, I think we briefly touched on this a few years ago because it was made of hickory, wasn't it? One of the woods is made of. That's what my drumsticks are made of. Drumsticks are traditionally made of hickory.
It was sycamore and white elm, and I literally utilized my blood from a pretty decent gash I put on my hand, and I wrote out the letters and did the really really dark kind of rites to bind it, and that's when things got really really interesting and screwy. And I was I'm a
do I
weird
give you
mixture of tape. Huh?
do I give you a slow sarcastic round of applause for doing it?
Well, I mean, necromancy and necromancy gets a bad rap, and it gets a lot of misunderstanding. It's not just about playing with the dead or raising the dead. It's the idea of playing with life force. That's
Right.
why it's the darkest form. Is you're not just playing with dark spirits and shit. You're playing with the essence of life itself, which is why it's the most damnable form of sorcery to the Christian ideology, mythology, however you want to put it. Because you're playing God.
Or attempting to, at least, yeah.
Yeah, attempting to. Most people cannot quite get there, and it's not as flashy. But there's definitely stuff you can do with it that does not broach the realms of normal or okay.
What did you do last
There's
night?
also
Well, quite
heavy
interesting,
fucking
actually.
What?
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, if you were to do it and someone said to you, like, the next day, what'd you do last night? Well, let me tell you. Yeah.
Or reanimated. That's good. That always makes me think of the Anita Blake vampire series, because she's a necromancer, and she uses her necromancy a lot in those books.
Yeah.
Every time I hear the word necromancer, I just think of The Hobbit.
Why?
Because it's the necromancer in Dol Guldur that returns. And
No, I mean, the only thing that one ever did was create whites. Like, the necromancy in freaking Lord of the Rings universe is so damn boring, and I feel like he
it's not made for that,
purposely
though,
did
is
not
it?
do that. Huh?
It's not made for that, though. It's just in there as part of the story. That's not the main focus of it.
I get that, but for all of the things in the Lord of the Rings universe, they could have made necromancy fucking crazy.
Yeah, I can see why they didn't. Because a lot of people would have gone, oh, John, I don't really want to see
Maybe
this.
I might have actually liked it then.
Well, Tolkien's roots and the way that all of that was formed was that's a hell of an interesting little thought process there. Reading the basically behind the scenes of how the whole Rings story came to be and everything before it and after it.
Next
Anyways,
podcast. Tolkien's
She
Tales.
gotta do her rant about.
Oh, I'm not doing
Oh, you are so doing your rant about Tolkien then. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I did
We're
my
gonna
Herbert
talk
the
about
Pervert voice for you the other week. You should do your Tolkien rant next time. Or
What is
else,
your Tolkien?
or else I may not do
He
my
makes fun of
voice
my-
again.
How the hell did we get from? All right.
Anyway,
Fancy.
Fancy. Yeah. Let's pull it back to
paranormal.
the original question or
I've got an
something. I
itchy
don't
leg.
know.
Sorry. So I, as I said earlier, I've done with my trusty night vision camera here. Oh, it's turned itself on. I thought the battery was dead. There we go. I've done 2 ghost tours with this camera. One in Melbourne, Australia, because I have family there, and we actually went into an old prison, which was, I think it's called Pentridge Prison, and I think half of it is still an active prison, and the other half is obviously not active. We went in quite obviously the not active part of it, and I think it's been abandoned or disused, sorry, for about 10, 20, 30 years, something like that, a little while. Anyway, they rent it out as a space, so you can have parties in there. And there was a couple that apparently got married in there, which is quite interesting, but there we are.
Doomed to marriage.
Why would you get married in a prison? I don't
Married
know.
at the penitentiary. In a prison.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful, beautiful ceremony.
It's not recommended.
There is a funny twist of poetry there, though, getting married and the whole joking thing about ball and
Being in
chain,
prison?
wife.
Oh God, I could go into that.
But yeah, so this prison was really cool.
It the first
There was
person
one-
getting married.
No, I'm sorry, I don't agree with that shit.
Oh, well.
There was one cell in the prison that there was so the prisoner in there, apparently he killed women. This is just after World War II. He killed women, and he liked to make them sing, and as they sang, he'd kill them. Yeah, something like that. It's pretty horrible. But there was a pentagram drawn on the floor in the cell, and they tried to get it off, and he'd redraw it back on. So they just left it on there, and we went in the cell. It was me, my cousin, and my ex-girlfriend, and went in the cell and found all these little orbs and things on my night vision camera. And I said to my ex and my cousin, "Go out and close the door, lock me in. I'll just stay in here for 5 minutes or so." And I did. I found a few little orbs and things. Nothing major. I didn't hear anything, I don't think. That video that I did is actually on my YouTube channel. I'll put it in the link below. You can have a look and just look at that episode. Just see what you think about it. I'm not a professional investigator. I just had fun doing it. And yeah, it's just quite interesting. But it's more interesting to learn the history of the place and actually use the night vision on the camera and see what was what, because there's loads of little light anomalies that I found. And, you can tell the speck of dust and you can tell the speck of whatever and a bug flying around. But there's things when you have something doing this and changing direction and stuff and coming in and out of focus. I think it's more than dust there, but I'm not professional, so I don't really know.
That would be interesting. Pentagram gets bad rap. It's not actually what a lot of people think it is.
No, I know. Wasn't it? Oh, I can't remember what it was. Wasn't it a different symbol before? I don't know. I won't include this, but I know the swastika was originally a symbol of peace.
Sanskrit, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know about...
Dude, you can totally include that. That's
okay, I'll include it, yeah. But yeah, it was a symbol of peace.
To go into that, understand, that is actually why he took it from a cross and turned it 45 degrees, was to purposefully pervert it. If you read into the history of that is why the Nazi party and Hitler himself specifically chose the swastika, and like I said, he turned it 45 degrees. That was the perversion of it. So if you see, technically speaking, if you see a swastika and it's, completely, I'm probably fucking
straight,
destroying that, but you get
straight,
vertical
and horizontal,
cross. That's Sanskrit for peace. If it's 45 degrees and it's an X at the frame or the center frame, that is your SS Nazi.
Yeah.
So I mean, a little bit of history lesson there. But I mean, you can pervert any symbol you want. you can change its meaning if you get enough people to get behind you in the meaning of it.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah, that's fair.
Buddhists or Hindus, I can't remember which one that applies to. It's one and not the other. It's not both. So forgive me. But they
Speaking of
still
symbols,
utilize that. Yeah, they still utilize that symbol
yeah,
for what
no,
they intend it to mean. And because of where we are with this culture of uh, cancel and anti this, anti that, and not even willing to hear the conversation or the context, they find themselves under fire
yeah,
for
I can
using
imagine.
something that's been theirs for 2,000 freaking years. You know?
Yeah, yeah, no, I can imagine. It's like
It,
the yin yang.
mm-hmm.
Do you know where it came from?
I do not off the top of my head.
It's not China. It's actually an ancient shield pattern used by the Romans. Its first known use was roughly 6, 7, 800 years before its first known use in China, but a connection between the two has yet to be discovered. Going back to symbols, so my flask here, it's on a mat. I thought you'd appreciate that one. That's a pretty known symbol for Slipknot and a few other things.
The nonogram.
Yeah. But yeah, no, this prison was very interesting, like with the paranormal stuff. And I did last year. That was in 2018. I did that, but last year I did a castle, an old castle not far from me, and there was some pretty cool stuff. That was with a proper group, and they did like boards and seances and stuff, and we had some interesting light anomalies and things happen, but nothing horrifically major.
Sorry, freaking kid phone call.
Okay.
Go over the logistics of that real quick.
Fair enough. So yeah, it's I've only ever done 2 of these investigations. They're more ghost tours, really. Oh, the cat's back.
He's the only reason he was gone is because I got up.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
He's gonna pretty much stay.
How about?
I don't mind that. Like a nice cat.
Needy.
How old is he?
He's very.
Well, he's at least 5.
He is
5 or 6.
5, because the other cats are 3.
Yeah. That's right. He was only 2.
Bless him.
Yeah, 35.
Oh God, are we gonna give him drool on camera?
I had him drilling earlier. What are you talking about?
Enjoy this cat drooling.
Cat drool. Lovely.
Yeah. You scratch his chest and he'll literally start drooling and you'll see him start to have to catch it.
Yeah, he literally sits there and goes trying to keep the drool from like. It's hilarious. And then there's that.
We don't need dog. We have cat.
Have you done any ghost tours? Like what I've done?
Me?
Yeah, or any of you?
No.
You or Kitten?
Purposely.
Sorry, have you
The
done
only
any
thing I've
ones
done
that
is
didn't
I've
involve
been to-
breaking in somewhere?
I've been to a couple places in Charleston. Charleston's extremely active.
Just go to downtown Columbia. When freaking Marie and I were talking.
Oh, you can go to the asylum.
Oh.
The asylum's haunted as all get out.
Yet. Not going. No. Yet.
Go to the Goldfield Hotel, wherever that is. That's been on loads of paranormal places. Shows.
Right here in downtown Columbia, South Carolina, man. You can ask any USC student that goes to the school of law or the old school of law and the new school of business, and everybody that works there, security and students will tell you that place both those places just feel off. Once you get past the 3rd floor on the Darla Moore School of Business at USC after dark, you just have this weird foreboding feeling like something is behind you, and like they have a rooftop where you can actually during the events season they will actually have a catered bar and a little bit of a restaurant on that rooftop, and you can overlook the very small little city of Columbia. Dude, I could never enjoy that view because I always felt like somebody was going to throw me off the roof. Right? Just this weird foreboding sensation. I could be the only one up there, or I could be there with like a partner, and you just had this weird. And I wasn't the first one to even mention it, so like it wasn't something I just felt. It was something that like people were like, "Hey, yeah, so once you feel this and this, like that's normal. It's just weird here." I was like, "All right, cool, nah, whatever." I get up there and I'm like, "What the hell is this?"
I'm just looking something up. There's a theory on that, a really weird theory, of when you're standing on like a cliff edge or on a bridge or something, you just think in the back of your mind, should I jump? Sure. Have you ever had that?
That's a natural thing for me, but it wasn't even like
No.
that.
So that's
It was like
there's a theory on that it's actually a trick of the mind. I'm just going to try and look it up now. It's quite interesting.
oh,
So carry
God,
on.
we're gonna go into calling to the void and intrusive thoughts. No, this wasn't even an intrusive thought, though. This was like just standing there or walking that because we had to patrol it, and you just had this weird feeling that if you got too close to the damn edge, something was just gonna push or throw you off. Like it wasn't even like should I jump? It wasn't an intrusive thought. Like I have those all the time, man. I've been on many tall buildings looking down and whatnot. We all have those weird thoughts, and if you don't, then whatever, cool for you. But me, I'm over there like, I wonder how many backflips I could do before I splat.
I'm not going to go too much into that because my computer's probably going to send messages back saying, "Are you thinking about?" No, I'm not. I was trying to research something. Yeah,
That's crazy too. I don't know if you watched my Facebook, like just looking at my Facebook feed, but I watched a video
no.
where somebody went over the double standards of Google.
Oh yeah.
And then I had to test it for myself. And the test is this, okay? Go on Google and look up, why is my wife yelling at me? Go do it real quick.
Okay.
Why is my wife yelling at me? And read me, or no, screen share yourself.
It might be different in
Nope.
the UK. It's not.
It's not. If it is, then that would be really interesting. If it is, then we'll do it on
I'm
this
just
side.
curious as to see if it's different in the UK. I think
So am I reading this out to you? Yeah? I won't screen share it if I'm going to read this to you. There's no point. Potential triggers for a wife's yelling include feeling unheard, financial stress, mental health struggles, disrespect, etc. It is important to understand the root cause. Constant yelling damages trust and emotional intimacy in a marriage. It also I can't read. It also impacts any children exposed to the fighting. Oh, sorry. It also negatively impacts any children exposed to the fighting.
All right. What should you look up next?
Now go look up.
Is that what you?
Why is my
Is that what?
yelling at me?
Just
Just go look and change wife to husband, and tell us what it says.
Is that what you expected me to say, though?
more or less, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on. Why is my husband yelling at me? Yelling might be a new behaviour. What? In response to increased stress.
Yeah. All right. Hold on. Oh, what the hell? Okay.
Let me just finish. It could be that they haven't. It could be that they haven't learned to handle stress well, and they may not. You should never have a comma before the word "and." By the way, thank you, Google. They may not even be aware that they're yelling. That they're yelling more, or they could be repeating patterns from their childhood, perhaps subconsciously. They don't intend to threaten or intimidate you.
We'll show you what.
So this was Google, right?
Yeah, literally. Why is my husband yelling at me? The one before. Why is my wife yelling at me?
All right, here we go. Going live now.
Oh, he's sharing a screen. That's exciting, isn't it?
Yes, I am.
Okay, let's.
Okay. I misspelled yelling. Whoops. Okay, well, this one brings up domestic abuse for... See, on the phone, it brings up something completely different. That's interesting. All right. So
Can I share something funny on Google that happened years ago?
oh, look at that.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Help is available.
That's what ours shows. It's nothing about, oh, maybe they're under stress
No.
or something changed or they don't feel heard. It just says, here, call for help because obviously something is wrong.
No, there's no numbers
Ah.
here. I mean, it takes you to the NHS, which is National Health Service in the UK, getting help for domestic violence and abuse and stuff. But
Yours did not even have
I told you.
that. Is
I knew that theirs wasn't going to show up that way. It's an American thing.
it is.
yeah,
It absolutely is.
it probably is an
American
American thing.
By the way, this further highlights how the internet can be manipulated and censored, and how manipulation of resources such as this can shape people's thoughts. Because if that was the only thing you ever saw on your side, you'd only know that versus our side, and vice versa. Like
Yeah.
that's an actual psychological experiment in and of itself, right there.
So, going back to Google just quickly, and then we'll go back to paranormal. Do you remember years ago when you used to type something into Google? There were two buttons. You could click Google search and then I'm feeling lucky. Do you remember that?
Yep.
I do.
So if you typed in failure and then clicked on I'm feeling lucky, it used to come up with George Bush's homepage from the White House.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to bring politics in, but it's just quite funny.
I forgot about the I'm feeling lucky button.
Yeah.
Dang. It's been a while.
Object permanence in the human mind is not much. All right then. Don't know where to go from there. That was an interesting little tangent in of itself. Because I mean, dude, like,
Okay, yeah, that's nice.
you guys are allowed to be angry. We just get slapped into handcuffs here in America.
Yep.
The other thing is going about different things in different countries. The whole in America, if you've been kidnapped or something, then you can ring 911 and order a pizza, and they know it as a code. I don't think that's a thing over here. I don't know. I've never had, thankfully, I've never had to do that. But I've never heard of anyone do it in the UK ever.
That's nothing that's been trained.
Okay?
No,
no, I know. The
One
original came from
did it
a
and
woman,
caught on.
wasn't it? Who was?
Yeah, one person did it and then it caught on as a thing.
Yeah.
Because she didn't have any way of telling them, that she was being held captive.
Yeah.
Her captor was
can
right there.
you can listen to the original conversation on YouTube.
that actually that happened with Kat, my ex, when she was working for Blue Cross Blue Shield. She was doing a call, and the lady randomly started launching into a pizza order. And Kat got her supervisors involved, which got law enforcement involved, and sent to that individual's home. Don't know how the situation ended, but
Hopefully better.
I'm sure. But speaking as former law enforcement, I can tell you right now, 9 times out of 10, just don't. Just doesn't. It's unfortunate, but you gotta get out of the situation, and not everybody does. And even getting out of that situation just doesn't end well. And sometimes you just gotta. One of those individuals has to meet a fatal end before it ends, and it sucks. But yeah.
Well,
But yeah, no, I'm sure people over there, your dispatchers, would have the wherewithal to be like, this is not.
yeah. I've never
killed.
seen it or heard of a case of it in the UK. I've heard of cases in the US, but not over here.
The crime over there is not reported the same way it is over here, though, either.
No, totally different.
Which, to be fair, it's not reported as well as it could be over here lately. Either.
Over here, it's awful. So anyway, what else do we have paranormal, Kitten?
Oh. I was actually possessed last year.
Oh wow, okay. Where was that?
Interesting. It was. We're not quite sure when it happened. Somewhere roughly around the same time last year is when it happened. But I was hitting a really hard point in my life between work kind of put me into a spiral and whatnot. And So I guess it opened me up to some things, and he noticed a huge change in me, as well as our other partner um, at the time noticed a big change in me, and there was a lot of just, but nobody realized why I had such a big change. And then we were at I get, what kind of store is she?
It's a witchcraft store.
I get, okay, so witchcraft and whatnot, store, local store here, and she had um gems and the different stones that, or people believe in, that have like different, they're supposed to be able to do different things for you and whatnot.
Qualities.
Yeah. My daughter walks up to me and is like, "Hey, mom, look at this stone," and just sets it in the palm of my hand. And the second it hit my hand, I literally felt this burning sensation, and I literally just kind of threw it back at my daughter, open handed, and was like, get it off of me." And so she took it back and was like, okay. And I was like, "I'm sorry, I don't know. It felt like it was burning me."
Oh.
So a little while later, I go up and tell him this, "Hey, Ellie, my daughter, you know, put the stone in my hand, and it didn't, it essentially felt like it was literally burning me." And so he's like, "Wait, what kind of stone?" I'm like, I don't know. Let's go find it." So we went to go find it, and this stone it's called blue agate, or no, lacy blue agate, something like that. It was blue agate. I know that. But it's meant to be like calming and healing, and like supposed to be like a bridge towards like happy things. And that stone burned me.
Oh dear.
And so he was like, "We've got some things going on inside of you that need to be fixed." So
I got graveyard dust from Louisiana. I got
Louisiana,
which is called Goober dust.
the
I
deep
got
south.
we had he got with
quartz crystals.
the quartz crystal. Like I turned a quartz crystal completely, like it.
Pure, transparent damn quartz crystal, bro. An obelisk about that big turned to smoke. Not smoke, but smoky.
Smoky, like it, literally the second it touched my skin, it completely clouded over, and then other people, like, we passed it around and everybody else cleared it, and then I clouded it all up, and it's meant to help purify things.
Okay.
And I was causing the crystal to not be pure just from touching it. Like I didn't even have to I could hold it like this, just between my two fingers, and it would cloud instantaneously. And so we ended up, coming home, and he
Goofer dusted every corner.
yeah.
You run around with the burning sage.
No, I can't do sage.
That one, but he did end up pulling it out of me, and at one point there was I could literally hear her laughing inside of my head because he was putting salt. He like threw salt on me, and she started laughing inside of my head, and I was like, "Oh, holy!"
Oh, that's weird.
There's somebody else in here.
Yeah, that's weird.
Then it jumped to her cat.
It did. She took some of it on.
Our
like,
cat
at the time.
is her familiar. Not this.
Not this one. You haven't. You might have seen her earlier,
Yeah.
but not this one. But yeah, my cat definitely took some of it on. So we had to, like, we can actually, we have a video of it coming out of my cat. Like her eye, like he's holding her next to some incense to help clear her, that are supposed to meant to pull them out, and you can literally watch the flare of her eyes as the demon creature, whatever you want to call it, actually like lets go of my cat, and my cat's just like, "Oh, okay," and then saunters off.
Straight up.
Where's the
freaking-
nearest
there was
bowl of
no
milk?
moving light. Dude, there was no moving light. There was nothing. There was no reason that this cat's eye should have flared under any circumstances. There was nothing that was logically able to cause a flare that the IR of our CCTV caught.
That's weird, isn't it?
I'm used to that kind of shit, unfortunately, because of, again, dude, I'm leaning more into my Viking roots. I have Celtic as well as Scottish, as well as a lot of other Slavic, including Russian and German, all of that in me. My family on both sides has stories of paranormal dealings and activities.
Okay.
So we are, with my family, very open. My daughter is screwed in the same way of it because her mom's family has the same kind of stuff. So
Right, yeah.
I've always had a notion and feeling an affinity to that, even as as a young kid. Freaking I saw and felt things that made no damn sense.
Yeah.
In some of my houses they were screwed up. And they were not. It wasn't a matter of trauma that I repressed because I have enough of that freaking to go on for days. This was, actual experiences I had as young as 3 years old that
Wow, that's young. Yeah.
messed me up.
That's why you're still mentally 3.
I mean, dude,
I'll give you
freaking,
grace, but maybe 4 or 5.
look up a board game called Dimensions.
I think I've heard of that.
Somehow,
Have I heard of that?
my
I don't
3-year-old
know.
ass had dreams about characters that were in that game that my sister was playing up the street.
Yeah, connection there.
Like, some things you just can't explain logically, or at
No.
least what was previously considered logic. More people are starting to come around to the idea of it. The
Slowly.
skeptics are getting cut.
Slow process.
I mean, I'm actually surprised that you are not a skeptic.
No.
It's refreshing, but definitely surprised.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Going back to crystals, though, I have some crystals here. Do you see them? They're nothing to do with
stone around
spiritual
the house
stuff.
now. We have the stone that burnt me, don't we?
Mm-mm.
No, I thought we picked it up. Isn't that
No.
the stone that's up there?
Get it? I don't remember.
So these are my 2. This is purely because I like them, and there's purple and black, which are my 2 favorite colors. There's amethyst, and I have a little I have a little display thing here.
Yeah, I got to change my background.
And obsidian, which is volcanic glass, just lumps of pure obsidian and amethyst.
No.
Oh, you just took it off.
You know what that is?
Is that obsidian?
No.
No.
Oh, I thought that one was.
Jet?
Tourmaline.
Okay. What's that from?
Black tourmaline. It is a Viking cleansing and warrior stone that for some reason when I picked this thing up, I was like, I looked at the shop owner. Her name's Jen. Cool little shop called Belladonna's here in Lexington, South Carolina. She's a witch of many, many varieties. But I picked this thing up, and it was weird, man. It was like a calling. And I looked at Jen, and I said, what is this, and why is it calling to me? And she explained it to me. I was like, all right, I'm getting that.
So this is actually the stone that burnt my hand.
Oh, wow. Okay. Do you want me to
meant
add some fire into the edit? No? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I won't.
Like we were talking about it earlier, and my hand was itching in the exact spot that it was.
Yeah,
that she was set it in.
I would say that's more of a psychological thing, though, because you're talking about it. It's in the back of your mind and you think about it.
I know, but yeah, and it's meant to be a calming thing. It's meant to be like I'm trying to think of exactly what the full. It's supposed to be like a bridge into happiness, sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's supposed to bring things around, like good things, and so yeah, the fact that was like burning.
Inner peace, reflection.
There we go.
Calm and soothing energy brings patience and serenity.
So I've got numerous little. I've got the raw obsidian and amethyst, and then I've got little shapes of it. These are like big guitar picks.
Nice.
And I've also got this.
I've a couple lucky stars.
So my favourite, I really like Stitch, like not Lilo and Stitch, but Stitch, a Disney character. This is carved from obsidian. It's quite cool.
That's cute.
I've got it on Etsy. Etsy's great. There's so many incredibly cool people on Etsy.
Mooney, nobody was talking to you.
And I've got one of these, which sits on a wooden platform. Well, it sits on a wooden platform, which I can't be bothered to reach for. It's one of these weather things.
I want one of those.
Have you seen these before?
Yes, those things are cool.
No idea if it works, but it just looks quite cool. So it's on my little display.
When you go back to Florida, or you come to South Carolina.
I'm actually coming back to Florida. That was a very quick transition.
I'm gonna stab you.
I'm going back to Florida.
Fine,
Next February, I'm going to Florida. 2 weeks. Lovely. Oh yeah.
All-
Go back to hang on. Crystals and things. This is tungsten carbide, very common ring. Very common to get rings. This, if I gave you 5 guesses, what do you think it's made out of?
Onyx.
No. It would be much better if you could hold it, because you'd realize how light it is. It's actually carbon fiber.
Oh, okay.
It's ridiculously light, crazy light. It's lighter than a dollar note. Yeah. Or yeah. But there we go. Jets and not jets, gems and things. And I've got this as well. This is like a lamp of raw amethyst. That's one. Nearly said obsidian then again. So
Amethyst is one of my favorites.
I just have it because I like black and purple, and I like natural stuff like wood and stones and things. And I have a hand, which I'll put it over a white background so you can see it better. So anyone who walks into my office from there, that's like one of the first things they see is someone doing that.
Time to move.
Yeah, there we go.
Are you gonna reset your background?
Yeah.
You gonna put the background back on? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are. Okay. Yay? Nay? No? Yes? I don't know.
Yep.
Okay, so
Well, like I said, there's damn glare.
that was a good good chat about paranormal stuff.
Sure.
Let's do Phasmophobia because it looks really good. I just shook my whole desk doing that.
Let me see how I get into my Steam and
Yeah, we'll do it in a couple of days. I'll need to install it anyway, and I can't do it tonight. I literally can't be bothered to do it tonight. I'm so tired.
I might go ahead and try to get ready or not.
It's 7 p.m. here now, and I've been up since 6. But before that, I had shitty night's sleep. So there we are.
Yep.
There we go.
Well, with that, are we just gonna kill it there?
We can do, unless you have anything else to add about the topic of the day. Is there anything else you wish to touch on?
We don't have the time. We don't have the time.
Part 2.
Part 2.
Kill it there because I gotta go do some yard work in the backyard while it's still under 70 degrees, but nice and clear. So do
you want to do a second part to this paranormal stuff?
Could comes down to with that, like trying to figure out where we want to go with that. I don't know. That we can always jump into that another day.
And then come back to it.
Yeah, honestly, what we could do next time is just stream us playing the game.
Yeah, I'd like to do that.
And figuring that out. When you said going into the game itself, you said that you can ask it questions. Is it text based?
No,
is it
voice. So I don't think I said this when I spoke about the game earlier, but when you're in the game and you're talking to you can hear each other, but it works on distance as well. So if you're standing at the entrance to the house and I go all the way to the back, your voice will become quieter, and it'll be like you'll be like walking over here, and then it will just go, and then you come back and it'll be louder again. But if you get killed by the ghost, you then can't hear each other, and you become a ghost. So you can walk around and you can pick stuff up and throw stuff, and on Markiplier's video, one of them dies, and I think it's Mark's like, if you can hear me, throw stuff, and Bob or Wade or Jacksepticeye is just lobbing stuff at them. It's like, oh, Mark's here, but they can't hear you. You can hear the survivors, but they can't hear you as the ghost. So it's quite well done. It's very well made. It's quite well thought out, I think. Is probably the best way to put it. But it looks really fun, and I really do want to try it. So
I look forward to more games that employ that. There was a game that actually employed that kind of tech long ago, where your voice chat could not be in party; it had to be in the game itself, and your microphone could get you discovered by enemies. You know what game I'm talking about?
No.
Splinter Cell Chaos Theory.
Yeah, I've never played Splinter Cell.
Oh, It was great, dude. It was, you're playing as two Splinter Cell type agents with all the same abilities as Sam Fisher for the most part. And you had proximity chat, but also the enemies could hear you. So if you guys were near, say 3 or 4 enemies and you needed to communicate, and you got too loud, or if you lived in a noisy house, they'd zero in on your location.
Okay, yeah. So it's like, yeah, okay. It's
I was
realistic.
hoping to
I
see
like that.
more games. Yeah, I'd like to see more of that. I'd like to see more, like Dying Light and stuff could employ something like that, to where you have to have a headset on. And I know it would be a little limiting, and they obviously could turn it off to where it's not a requirement. But for a more immersive experience, I would like to see that as an additional feature. That's a whole other conversation I can go into for hours about additional features that I just feel like we could definitely add into now that we're in the age of AI and everything
Oh, yeah.
else openly. So with Phasmophobia, I'm gonna go ahead and try to get into my Steam, and I'll probably be playing it after I do the stand yard work.
Yeah, we'll give it a try. I'll download it today or tomorrow. Just leave the computer on downloading.
I'm also gonna play with my MetaQuest. You need to get a MetaQuest.
How much is MetaQuest? Let's have a look.
The base model here was $500. So 400
MetaQuest
pounds
3
over there.
price. Which one have you got? Oh, that's bright. Sorry.
Jesus. MetaQuest 3 is what I got. 128 gigs because I was not paying another 150 right now.
Yeah. $500. Why is that on Amazon.com?
Dude, it's a good system.
Can you
It
not
is
get it in the
definitely
UK
worth it.
then? This is Amazon.co.uk, and it's everything is for America. Hang on. It's because I'm not
Don't
signed
see
in.
why.
Because I'm not signed in. But it still should automatically be.
It should be, yeah, but it's my computer and it's being an idiot.
It's still crazy.
That's really bright though. I'm just looking at myself, but it's really bright.
I know. Yes, it's very bright. We can see the reflection in your glasses.
£388.33.
Damn, I was close. It's 400 pounds.
It's $500, yeah. Effectively.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
no,
Well,
it's
I'm
actually
pretty good
less.
at
It's actually less than
understanding.
$388. Hang on. £388 in US dollars. So it's
And then we have taxes.
oh, yeah, there you go, 499.16. So yeah, $500.
Yep. But it's worth it, man. There's a lot of games that we can play together that interact with each other on a more interesting basis. I'm sure you've seen the YouTube videos from Onward and all of that, where freaking people play Simon Says and catch with knives and stuff. It's a lot of fun to just get on there and be stupid.
Yeah.
And then there's the mixed reality games that I've been playing that I've got. If you go on my Facebook page, you'll see the mixed reality zombie games. They're a lot of fun.
I'll have a look at those.
No.
Yes.
No, I get motion sickness.
You won't get motion sickness with mixed reality, I promise.
Can we talk
Right.
about not now because we're running quite a long podcast now. Can we talk about
End that video and get to another one.
not now? I can't be bothered to record that on now. Can we talk about next episode or in a few episodes' time VR?
Dude, honestly, I thought about doing that this episode, and then you came up with paranormal, so I was like, all right, that works too. Yeah, I'm down with that one being the next one, to be honest, because no, hang on.
VR headsets.
I want you to get it first. I want you to get one. I want you to play with it. I want you to feel it, experience it, and then we talk about it.
Realistically, I'm not going to buy one yet because I've got lots of traveling I'm doing. I'm going to Paris in June. I'm going to Florida next year, and I've got. I'll see what I can do if I can do a monthly.
Look up game plans.
Yeah, that's a monthly. Yeah, I mean, I don't need to look that up. I have that ability to do that on PayPal, so I can do that. But I just don't want to now because I've got more pressing things I need to deal with. But no, I'll have a look at it. we will definitely do that. And when I do, if I do, we'll get to VR, and maybe Sinksy can actually do some input to VR as well. I don't know if he's ever used one or has one or whatever.
The sooner you get it, the better, because it's going to change. It's going to change how you view gaming. It's going to change how you view anything. The only downside that they still have right now is the battery. God, I wish you could just go ahead and pull the trigger on it, find a way sooner than later. I would actually assist you if I could. Right now, our finances are not in that way. Otherwise, I would, because it would be totally worth it. I need somebody that I can regularly play VR with anyway, other than my stepson. Which until we move him to the back room, it's just not a good idea. Because I mean, there's a lot of I'm looking at 3 scuffs on my TV right now. I've done from VR.
Yeah.
The dangers of VR.
You do. You need
It's like the
a good
dangers of
space,
the
but that's
old
why I
Nintendo Wii as well. People
no, not
throwing
even
controllers at televisions.
close. No, not even close.
No.
Specifically, Thrill of the Fight.
Yeah.
Thrill of the Fight is a boxing simulator where with the Wii you could just flick and it would register as a punch. Thrill of the Fight, you've got to hold the controllers and the gyrometers read the speed of your punches. So if you do a pussy punch, it does not do any damage to your opponent, whatsoever. You've got to actually
Put the effort
twist
in. Yeah.
and throw it in there. Dude, I've ripped pectoral muscles playing that game.
Yeah. You're not selling it.
I've literally ripped my pectoral muscles throwing haymakers.
Is it compatible with Xbox?
Huh?
Can you use it with the Xbox?
Yes and no. There's no Xbox VR games. However, if you get something like side quest features to where you can stream your Xbox to your Quest, you can play it where the Quest is your screen.
Right.
Which I tried it for Call of Duty.
Okay.
The lag was really bad. The lag will make you sicker before anything. And that's there again. That's why you have to play it so we can have the conversations. Because not having played VR, you might have 100 questions, but until you really experience it, I can talk about it forever, but you're not going to understand it. Like this one over here was.
I have very limited knowledge of VR and experience. I've used it once or twice, but not.
Well, you can cut all that tail end off there, and we can use that later. Because otherwise, we're going to go into the episode now. And I know you don't want to.
Let's not do that now. Let's end this. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this, leave it a like. Where's the cat gone?
Later.
I want to say goodbye to the cat.
He's lazy on the floor.
Cat's like, no. Why would I come up there? Why would I come up there when I can stay down here?
If I call any other cat, you come up here.
Get Snow. Oh, he's being a bitch.
No, he knows that we want him up here, so he's like, "What do you want?"
Exactly. Cats are like that. They're like, no.
Look at his face.
You
right
do as
now.
I say, human.
Closing on here. Is that what we're closing on here?
Yes.
All right.
Bye.
By the way, talking about paranormal.
Oh, there we go. The tattoos coming out.
Supernatural.
It's funny. It's funny. Half your face just went with the green screen thing there. That's paranormal in itself.
Dear Lord, stop.
On that note, bye.
Later.